don't give of your water? What if deeper than the surface we all have inner wealth waiting to be freed? If you're a natural guide, a coach or a leader, how do you help others break through the hard surface, the rocks of inner obstacles to find the crystal clear water, the crystal water of aha insights, of clear seeing wisdom and nourishing inner strength? Like digging a well in the desert, if we don't know how, we can't help ourselves or others. We can't help anyone to break through the inner obstacles of doubt, fear, resistance, and shame. Everything that keeps us from our birthright, that's lying just within. As a guide, as someone who's inspired to inspire others, you might make the mistake, as I did, of only sharing from your water, wondering why sometimes you feel empty, exhausted from giving too much. The highest expression of teacher, leader, coach, facilitator, healer, and guide is to help others to help themselves to build their own well. Instead of offering our clear seeing wisdom, the highest role of a guide is to invite people to their clear seeing wisdom. Instead of only sharing our true self, the highest role of a guide is to invite others to find their true selves. Instead of giving only of our teachings, the highest role of a guide is to take others to their inner teacher. I used to think that the only way to help was to give of my water, to give my love, my ideas, knowledge, perception to others. During a decade of my career, when I was teaching between 60 and 120 people a week who were attending metaphysics classes on topics like intuition and coaching, a meditation clearly showed me a new way of understanding giving. Translated wisdom said, "Picture a glass of water meeting an empty glass. When you meet others to teach and guide, to coach and facilitate, you think that to help them you must pour yourself out, giving them some of your water. But then you're left with less, and they walk away with more. Guiding becomes a transaction with loss and gain. Now picture a full glass of water meeting an empty glass, but instead of pouring yourself out, you remain as you are, a full glass, understanding that wherever attention is placed, you're tuned in intuitively. Therefore, when they place their attention on you, they are filled with the song of a full glass. They don't know why, but they feel like they have gained. They've been given the opportunity of leaving your presence as a full glass, but you remain full. This is a new way of giving, a true way of giving. It's not a transaction, it's a transmission. It doesn't matter if you're cooking them a meal, talking about business, or sharing spiritual understanding. The topic is not as important as you remaining as the full glass. Don't underestimate the power of presence. Though it may be invisible and silent, it is the carrier wave that delivers far more than words can ever deliver. But Colleen, what if I don't feel like I'm a full glass? You might wonder. While you're teaching, leading, coaching, guiding, simply set your intention to tune into the depths of your own water, of the well's depths, and set your intention to tune into the depths of others. Even years ago, when I was filled with shyness and self-doubt, I would set the intention to tune in deeper than the surface of the personality, my own and others, to go deeper than anything that I could judge, the surface mind and all its rambling, the surface pain. I set my intention to tune in deeper for the soul, for wholeness, for truth. And even if my mind rambled on that I was making it up, with doubts like, who am I to think that I can guide others when I'm so flawed, I would set this intention anyway. And how I knew that I was connected deeper than the surface to that full glass that lies deep within all of us, to the wisdom that lies just below the surface, is that I would feel a subtle change, an increase in openness. I've learned that when we feel more open, it's because we are seeing more clearly. When we feel more closed, it's because we're seeing less clearly. Using this as a navigation tool, I have dug my way out of the tyranny of thoughts that kept me imprisoned for many years, so that even in intense fear, paralyzing contraction, just by setting an intention to tune in deeper than the surface, to find the water of wisdom, even when I felt like I was in a desperate desert, it got me through. When you're desperately thirsty, even a small amount of water can be life-saving. And I started to notice that people noticed. I don't know why I feel so peaceful around you, they would say. I noticed that during speeches that were even punctuated by silliness and laughter, when the maverick me would show up, there would still come a moment of complete stillness, when no one would move, and there was just the presence of love, where the apparent barriers between a me and a them dissolved. And it didn't matter even what words were being said, when coaching, when guiding, when leading, when helping. Don't give your water away. You don't need to. Trust that it's there, because it always is. Our wisdom well is never dry, ever. Because if you look long enough in the reflection of your wisdom well, you will see that it is yourself looking back. Water recognizes water. Wisdom recognizes wisdom. The self in all things recognizes the self. When you tune into what is deep in the surface in yourself and others, you will find wisdom, and you'll help others to fill their glass, even without saying a word. Let's do more of that. We can turn the desert of this human experience into the enlightened garden paradise it was created to be.